Where is the princess?
So in this moment, Rhaenyra really has the opportunity to end Otto Hightower's life and end this war, but she doesn't take that opportunity, and that's probably one of the most painful moments in the episode. And I think this is what really pisses Daemon off, the fact that we've been given so many opportunities and you don't do it. And yes, we all know this is an exact mirroring of what happened in, I believe, episode 2. This is they're in Dragonstone, and that time it was them going against Daemon for being the rogue prince. I think that's the name of the episode. But this time, Daemon and Rhaenyra are on the same team, and they're against Otto Hightower. And it's actually quite interesting because the first time we saw this scene, yes, Rhaenyra was on team Viserys, same as Otto, but they were there with different missions and different agendas. Same agenda, different mission. So it was almost like there were 3 parties in that scene, and that's exactly what we see here again. There are 3 parties in this scene, right? He wants war. Well, he wants peace, but he wants to seize the throne. He wants to keep the throne. And she wants peace. So she's even going to go as far to listen and hear him out. Because this is very courageous for him to come all the way here to Dragonstone when I think that Rhaenyra is not going to kill her. But that's part of the manipulation. And he also understands that Alicent and her friendship, they are like blood sisters. They are so close. And that was part of the manipulation at the end of the scene when he comes and he gives her that piece of paper to read from Alicent. This, I don't quite know what this is. I think it's the mother. I'm not sure. But it's a sentimental message that he's passed on to Rhaenyra. Something that she must have shared with Alicent growing up as a child. And that's what he knew. That's why he came and he did that. He really wanted to pull her heartstrings and, try and convince her out of this. And even in Rhaenyra backing down and not wanting to lunge into war, let's all also remember the last time we saw her with her father, she was crying and telling him that maybe I should just give this up. Why should I have this? She was like almost begging him to just like go ahead and let Aegon be king. But Viserys reaffirmed her that this position is not about you. This position is about the Song of Ice and Fire and ensuring that your lineage is the lineage of Jon Snow and Daenerys. Your lineage stays true and we maintain the Targaryen hold on the throne. So he really knew and understood that it was his daughter Rhaenyra, and it was beyond anything that we could have imagined. But I think what Viserys, and I broke this on another episode, I think what Viserys really believed was that it was having children with his first wife, that pure Targaryen bond is what is needed to continue the Targaryen lineage, as opposed to watering down his lineage with Alicent's children. So that's a very interesting moment too there. And it's very clear that Rhaenyra herself, she's a very smart queen. She's a smart queen. She's not going to be moved by anger like she told Daemon. She's not going to be moved by these things. She's there to rule. She's there to rule. There's another line that he had made, Otto Hightower, in his, just the audacity of Otto Hightower is just beyond me. So he makes some offers here, and let me just play some of his offers that are just so offensive.
Acknowledge Aegon as king and swear obeisance before the Iron Throne. In exchange, his grace will confirm your possession of Dragonstone. It will pass to your true-born son Jacaerys upon your death. Jacaerys will be confirmed as the legitimate heir to Driftmark and all the lands and holdings of House Velaryon. Your sons, by Prince Daemon, will also be given places of high honor at court. Aegon the Younger as the king's squire, Viserys as his cupbearer. Finally, the king in his good grace will pardon any knight or lord who conspired against his ascent.
The audacity of Otto Hightower. So first of all, Otto is coming with a little bit of sense. He's purposefully calling Jacaerys her true-born son. He doesn't want to play into those bastard rumors because that's the first thing that could get him killed. And it would not be a smart play to call him a bastard, right? So she says your true-born sons, right, will take these positions, Driftmark, all the stuff that they are expected to have. She then goes on to say that his kids by Daemon will be cupbearers and squires to the king. Now, these are Targaryens. Yes, places of honor. But do you think Daemon is going to let his children be cupbearers? So he was offended by this. We could see him sort of like moving up and down. But also Rhaenyra, even though she plays a good game and pretends as though she's not offended by this, let's remember, Rhaenyra is the same person that moved her whole family out of King's Landing because she felt as though the Greens were making her children lose their confidence, right? When they started accusing her children of being bastards, the way that the Greens have bullied her children, why would she then bring more of her kids to be squires and cupbearers, to be further belittled by the Greens? This is against Rhaenyra's whole mentality. She's a woman that has instilled pride and confidence and strength in her sons. And so this is not something that she would agree to. But as a peaceful woman that she is, she doesn't, move in a rage. Yes, she did snatch the thing from him. That was the most rage that we could see from her. But there was a level of, her femininity and softness in that. It was almost like a telling him off. She didn't scream in his face. She just snatched it from him. And in a way, yes. So she's not going to go ahead with that request. At the same time, yes, Rhaenyra is a smart queen. She's not going to move based on anger, just like Daemon. So regardless of the insults, she will move with wisdom and humility. Something her father taught her, and also something that she sees in all rulers. Okay, that's something her father taught her, and that's something that we see in all rumors in Game of Thrones, like a lack of. So this behavior is something that her father taught her to move in peace, but it's also something that we did not see in all the other people in Game of Thrones. Cersei, we didn't see that. We didn't see that in Joffrey. We didn't see that in Baratheon. We didn't see it in anyone apart from Jon Snow and apart from Sansa. That humility, that calmness, that peacefulness. Sansa and Jon Snow were the only two people that we really saw that in, which is a very endearing quality that Rhaenyra has. She's quite likable because of this. And remember in the scene when she says, I do not wish to rule over ash and bone. One of the things that annoyed me about this scene is that Rhaenyra was, when she was speaking to Otto Hightower. Let me play it.
And then there is Stark, Tully, Baratheon, houses that have also received and are at present considering generous terms from their king.
Stark, Tully and Baratheon all swore to me when King Viserys named me his heir.
Stale oaths will not put you on the Iron Throne, Princess. The succession changed the day your father sired a son.
So there's a level of like a lack of confidence in Rhaenyra. So we can see that she's only just coming into her own. She still feels like the little girl that was a cupbearer in the small council meeting. She lacks this layer of confidence. So you can see she's just fitting into the role as queen. And I mean, yes, there are some qualities about her that we've already seen: her firmness, her humility, we've seen all these great qualities in her, but this lack of, I want to say almost confidence, but not confidence in herself, There's a little layer of lack of confidence, but I think it's just more so she's taken aback by the audacity of the Greens to actually go ahead and try and steal the throne, even though her father consistently made it clear that she was the true heir. And this also explains that inner conflict I told you about earlier, that this inner conflict that she faces, because this lack of not confidence in herself, but assurance, self-security, this level of insecurity because she's a woman and she knows they don't really truly respect her the way they would a man. Is this inner conflict where she is faced with, she doesn't know if she wants the throne herself. Remember I mentioned she was even asking her father, do I even want this? What this at this cost? Do I even want this? And when you think about her losing her son, she wouldn't have lost her son for this. Absolutely not. But I think at the end of this episode, when she does lose her son, well, now there's no going back at that point. Now she wants vengeance because she's lost her son. What else will she lose? I think another thing that's endearing about Rhaenyra is the fact that she can still, despite all of these things, she can still tame Daemon. She can still tame Daemon. Daemon wants to go ahead and lunge into a battle with all of them. Like I said, he's ready to rule, to lead them into battle. And Rhaenyra says absolutely not. And it's very endearing that it shows she still has this ability. She could end it all right now. She could kill Otto Hightower right now, but she says no. And she has this power over Daemon. He has this layer of respect for her more so than the throne, because we've seen him disrespect his brother openly. But she has this power over Daemon. And the irony is that it is what is her greatest strength is her greatest weakness, and it's her femininity over him that she has this power and respect. He has this respect for her, that he listens, not just her as her position as queen, but her as in her position as his wife. He respects her, and this power that she has over him really, he's the rogue prince. It's impressive. Who can get him to stand down? We saw her do it the last time they were in Dragonstone, when he was ready when he was the rogue prince. She had this power over him, and she still has that till this day. So there's a layer of respect for her, that even she can tame the wildest of beasts. And that's really what it takes. It's a microcosm of her taming the realm, her taming the dragons and making sure the dragons don't even go, and kill all the greens. So that's an interesting component there too.